Alexander Usyk is a 3 times undisputed world heavyweight champion after defeating Daniel Dubois in spectacular fashion in the 5th round. Daniel Dubois, you should be proud of yourself, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. That performance from him was shambolic. But shouts out to Usyk, because it's easy to say, Daniel Dubois had a bad night, or, that he didn't fight at his best. But at the same time, you have to give Usyk credit for that, because it takes two to tango. And I do feel like Usyk was the better fighter. He is the better fighter. But compared to their first fight, the levels he showed was actually spectacular, man. From the first round, Usyk looked like he was in control. I know some people like Frank Warren, Daniel Dubois' promoter, he's a bit delusional. He seems to think the fight was a lot closer than it was, but it really wasn't. Usyk put on a clinic, and it's crazy to think that, he's actually the smaller guy coming up to heavyweight, and he's beating these heavyweights. That's Chisora. I think has he fought Chisora once or twice? I can't be bothered to check that, but I know he's beat Chisora. He's beat Anthony Joshua twice, Daniel Dubois twice, Tyson Fury twice. Bruv, that is a resume already. And it's mad, because beating those guys means he doesn't actually need to stick around for much longer. He could actually happily retire. Because AJ, Tyson and Dubois are 3 of the best heavyweights in the world right now. So, I mean, you really can't argue with Usyk's legacy. One person that he should fight, if he is going to continue to fight, is Joseph Parker. Do I think Joseph Parker beats him? Probably not, but you know what? Styles make fights, and actually looking at it, Joseph Parker's style probably does the best against Usyk, But now that I'm looking at it. But that is probably the fight to make. But yeah, back to the fight, the rematch. Daniel Dubois was, honestly, his performance was shockingly underwhelming. Like, when he was trying to get on the inside with Usyk, he would throw flurries of shots, but every time he was doing that, he was throwing literally like this and leaving himself open. And every time he kept doing it, I kept saying to myself, why is he doing that? In fact, I was watching it with my friends, and I kept saying, why is he doing that? Like, it didn't make sense. And this is some people are going to say I'm being disrespectful. Listen, I'm not a professional boxer. I don't ever plan to be a professional boxer. I don't care for boxing like that. I like MMA, yeah. But as a professional boxer, I don't understand why he was throwing his shots like that. Obviously, it's probably a bit of frustration because he couldn't get on the inside and he couldn't really land cleanly on Usyk. But there was no body work in this fight. It's like he was just headhunting. And yeah, listen, Usyk was doing his thing, countering him, setting up the counters. He was making Dubois chase him a lot. Even when Dubois was backing Usyk up into the corners or onto the ropes, he wasn't really doing much with that. He was very hesitant. And to be completely honest with you guys, I think Daniel Dubois fought better in the first fight compared to the second fight. First fight, he got stopped with a jab, which is fucking crazy. He got stopped with a jab. And then the rematch, to be fair, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you guys. When they did land on each other, as much as Daniel Dubois hits hard, and he probably does, I don't know, like, you would think he hits harder than Usyk, but when Usyk was hitting Dubois, it's like Dubois was feeling the shots a bit more. And as we went into the fourth round, I could see that Dubois was getting tired. And I did say to a lot of my friends, and I think I did say in my prediction, if Dubois is going to win this fight, he's going to have to win it in the first 6 rounds, and it will have to be by knockout. If it goes past 6 rounds, he loses. But Usyk proved me wrong. It didn't even go past 6 rounds, and Usyk got the job done. So, even the sequence that finished Dubois was a very beautiful sequence. He literally set Dubois up for a jab, not even to land the jab. He just threw it, made Dubois throw something. Then he countered, and the left hook was what eventually finished Daniel Dubois. And a lot of people are saying that he actually quit because it did look like he could make the count. I know. Listen, most people will tell you when the ref gives you the count, obviously take your time. Don't take too long because you've only got 10 seconds, but take your time to gather your thoughts. Don't just rush straight back up because that can hurt you in the long run. But it did look like he could get up earlier than he did, and yeah, it was waved off. But I don't know if Daniel Dubois quit. You know what? What I will say though, compared to when he had AJ hurt in their fight, AJ actually tried to get back up straight away. Like, Daniel didn't really show any urgency of trying to get back up. Especially when you've been knocked down twice. Like, the second time, you kind of have to be sharp with it because this fight is close to being stopped now. But if he did quit, then I'm going to say this, yeah? Because it would have been good for Daniel Dubois to win because obviously he's from the manor. But what I will say is this, yeah? If he did quit, just like people are saying he quit when he fought, what's his face? Is it Joe Joyce? I think it was. I don't know if people are saying he quit in the first Usyk fight, but let me just say this. If he did quit in any of these fights, he should just retire from boxing now. Because if you're going to quit when the going gets tough, then you have no business being in a sport like this, honestly. Because general life is tough, things get tough, and you have to weather the storm. And if Daniel Dubois is quitting, then that means everything he went through in his training camp and everything he went through leading up to that point was for nothing. It was an absolute waste. So, Daniel Dubois, if you are watching this, shouts out to you. You've done your thing. No one can really knock you. But if you know in your heart of hearts that you did quit, then you need to retire from professional boxing as soon as possible. That's just my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But at Alexander Usyk, what a generational talent. 3 times undisputed world heavyweight champion. Boy, and this is a cruiserweight man coming up to heavyweight. And it just proves the point that everyone tries to make. The lighter guys have the skills and skills pay the bills. And when you add skills and power and put them both together, fucking hell, mate. And that's what we see from Usyk, because I didn't really think when Usyk first got to heavyweight, I'll be honest, he didn't really seem like he had power. But now he's settled into the heavyweight division. He's got the power, and his skill level is just levels above everybody else. Nobody can keep up with him, and I honestly don't see him being stopped. I see him retiring undefeated. I know him and Jake Paul faced off in the ring. Maybe, you know what? Maybe forget the Joseph Parker fight and let Usyk get the, like a fairy tale ending with Jake Paul, make loads of money and then fuck off. Maybe that's what should happen with Usyk. Leave your comments below. Shouts out to Daniel Dubois. I mean, you got yourself to the highest stage of boxing. So, shouts out to you. Shouts out to Alexander Usyk. Like and subscribe, guys. In a bit, I'll see you again tomorrow.